So your question is being in the zone. Okay, this is the common word used in many athletes, many people uh, about being in flow of life. So dancers use it, musicians use it, the mountain climbers use it. Even you said you're in corporate life also. When your boss asks a question, you have difficulty in answering, but if you're in the zone, you'll give smoothly and fluently answer. Right? So what is the meaning of being in zone? Okay. Any action when you perform with the conscious mind and ego, it is more action. For example, take a tennis player. Okay, tennis player is playing. If you have to think which way the ball is coming, how do I hit it? So it is slower because conscious mind is slower. Right? But a trained tennis player, he won't even think. There's no conscious mind. Conscious mind is just flowing. From subconsciously, all the actions programmed by your body, the ball, wherever it's coming, the body will move. That will move. Okay? You are always in the flow with the game. You don't need to think where I should hit, where I should move. The whole body is responding to the subconscious programming. So the conscious interference is less. Are you clear? So this is like I can give an example. Some soldiers have gone to a war. Okay. Now the general is sitting in the headquarters, the commander. He'll say, now fight bullet to left side, fight bullet to right side. So then soldiers will not win because they are expecting command to the headquarters. But soldiers have to depend on the local situation and act. So this is an example of flow. For our conscious mind, if it gives action commands and then action happens, it is a slower process. Okay. Whereas when subconscious mind is acting fully in freedom, it's called flow. Right? The flow happens in life. When the flow happens in life, it's not karma yoga, action. Actions will become a flow. Where conscious mind interface is very less. If the conscious mind interface is there, it's a block. For example, we call it a writer's block. A writer wants to write something. Okay? Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 days, he keeps on thinking, nothing comes out. At some moment, suddenly it starts flowing. So the conscious interference is coming down. So what is happening here? The conscious mind is responding to the external world. You become aware of the other people looking at you. You look at yourself from the outer world to yourself. The ego gets strengthened. This is what is called self-consciousness. So that happens to the speakers. When they get onto the stage, they are not able to speak. They are afraid of speaking because they start thinking what other people think of me. When you start flowing, then you are not thinking just on others. The flow has to come from within without bothering about others. That happens to musicians, that happens to dancers when they are in flow. If the musician sits on the stage and thinks, oh, how people will appreciate my music, the flow will not be there. Okay, flow will be there only when the inner self, something opens up from inside rather than from outside. So the ego interference is less. This is called flow in life. The more the flow is, the more the life actions are smoother. Okay? Therefore spontaneous actions, spontaneous. So an enlightened one is spontaneous in all its actions. A child is also spontaneous in all actions because a child does not think what others think of me. An enlightened one doesn't think of what others think of me. Okay? His actions are more spontaneous. The child's actions are spontaneous. And your actions are also spontaneous. When you are not bothered about what others think, what really has to come from within me. Then what happens? What is there in subconscious mind will come out. Now it is more than subconscious mind. We are connecting universal mind, super mind or super conscious mind. So as more the flow is, more you get answers from the super conscious mind. Like you can think like more like a connected to internet, the high-speed internet. You keep type some answer, questions and answers will come. So now you can think that this inner net is You are connected to universal consciousness. The answers will come from subconscious mind or universal conscious mind very smoothly. The ego is not interfering. This is what's called flow in life. So there's a dancer, okay, a famous dancer, a ballet dancer. I forgot his name. So a ballet dancer, they float in air. So people see this guy. He never touches his feet, never touches the ground. He seems to be defying gravity. I mean, there is no gravity working on his body. He seems to be always floating in this thing. Then people ask me secret. Then he said, when I am in flow, there's no ego. At that time, gravity doesn't affect me. That's what he said. So whatever is normal laws, many of them will not work. When you are in flow, like your life is based on the subconscious mind or superconscious mind, where the flow ideas and thoughts will flow. Okay, that's called flow in life. Okay, and when the flow happens, the ideas or creative ideas bubble up. Okay, you seem to be defying logic. So that also is called grace. When you are into grace, that means the word meaning of flow is the ego is suspended. Any questions? In the field of creativity, the flow is important. In all the fields, flow is important, but our life is more ego driven, so we don't flow with life. So actions, when you do without worship, there's a flow. Okay, the God only acts to you. The conscious mind, the superconscious mind only acts to you. This called flow. So when you dance, there's no dancer, then superconscious mind or subconscious mind will operate. When a person is playing tennis, okay, if there is no interference with the consciousness, interference with the ego, then subconscious mind or superconscious mind will operate. This is all called grace, and this is called flow in life.
So if you get into that, then consciously get into that zone, instead of waiting for that step.
Yeah. How do I get into the zone?
Yes.
So to get into the zone, you should learn. One is, how do I get into the zone? So the zone, how does tennis player becomes a good tennis player? By practice. So by practicing, what he's trying to do is all actions based on, not based on ego, but based on subconscious mind. Similarly, to get into the zone in life, you have to do karma yoga. Karma yoga is the way you can get into the zone. You can dance with God, superconscious mind. So superconscious mind start guiding your life. That's called karma yoga. Any questions? That's what I say, Atma mokshatam jagataya. Atma mokshatam jagataya is the way to bring flow into your life all the time. Grace in your life all the time.
And that's what synchronicity.
That's where synchronicity, grace, all those things come appear.
But it has also specified that Kshatriya. Do I exist?
Okay, this is question for what?
Feeling with that. I'm not aware. Then still in that awareness.
Yeah.
Is that one way to get consciously into it?
Yeah. Basically self-enquiry. So how do you get into zone? Karma yoga is the way. Atma mokshatam jagataya way. Okay. Then there is also another way. That's also self-enquiry. Who am I? Where am I? Being aware of yourself, your true self, is a way to get into zone. So there are two dimensions to our life. One is outer and inner. In the outer dimension, we should learn mindfulness. In the inner dimension, we are being aware of who am I. Self-awareness and mindfulness is the way to get into zone. But still, it requires a practice in certain area. Subconscious mind should have been trained. So that way, practice, abhyasa is important.